So we are at Edinburgh Airport. You see on that sign over there? Gate number 12 at Edinburgh Airport, doing this law of cosines video for you. Law of cosines video for you. Right? Helping you out even from international across the pond. Alright, let's see here. Okay. So these ones are good review for the end of the quarter. Good review for the end of the quarter because there's lots of stuff on that last final exam. Square roots, logarithms, exponentials. Keep practicing on every assignment. Keep practicing. So number one, you do have to power to both sides. You have to power the x minus 10 all squared, like that. So that'll get rid of the radical, so we're left with 44 minus 2x. Do you remember how to do this with radicals? Do you remember? So x minus 2, two of them means that there's going to be two of them. So x minus 10 times x minus 10. Because when you square both sides, there's two of them. Two of them. So that's going to be x times x is x squared. We get x times negative 10. Negative 10x. Negative 10 times x, negative 10x. And we get negative times a negative is a positive. 100. 10 times 10. And then we get x squared minus 20x plus 100. And then we've got to combine the left side with the right side. So we're going to add. No, we're not going to add. We're going to minus. So there's an equal sign. So we're going to minus the 44 over to this side. And we're going to add the 2x. Add the 2x over to this side. So we end up with x squared.
Final boarding call for any passengers.
Final boarding call.
Service UE37
So
to Newark.
minus
If any passengers are still in the departure lounge, can you please make your way immediately to departure
minus
gate number 11.
66. 100 minus 44 is 66. 56. 56. There we go. So plus 56. Then we're going to go ahead and factor that. So factors of 56 that equal 18. That's a tough one. So we're thinking what, maybe, let's see, 8 times 7? Let's go bigger. 6 times 3, 6. No, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. So then you have to list all the factors of 56. So 1 and 56, 2 and 25, 28. 2 times 28 is not going to get us to 18. What about 3? No, 4. 4 goes into 5 once, maybe 4. So 4 times something is 56. 4 goes into 5 once. And 16 twice. There we go, found it. So 4 and 14 is going to be our factors.
Final boarding call for any passengers yet to join the next airline service UE37 to Newark. If passengers Martin and Archibald are in the departure lounge,
minus 14.
can you please make your way immediately to departure gate
Send them both
number
equal to
11.
0. Solve each equation, leaving the same form, no decimals. So it's going to be x equals a positive 4 and a positive 14. Nice, nice. Cool, so try number 2, exponentials, add 4. Divide by 3, ln both sides. Next one you're going to condense. Do you remember how to condense? So it's going to be log base 2. And then 2x plus 5 minus is going to become division. So that's going to be 2x plus 5 divided by. Because minus becomes division. So divided by x equals 4. And then you're going to go ahead and base 2 both sides. Should we get a different color? So you're going to go ahead and base 2. Base 2 both sides like that. Boom, boom. So that gets rid of the log base 2. 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So that's going to be 16th power. And then you bring down, so you're going to have to multiply that x over to the other side, basically. Over to the other side. And you have 2x plus 5. And you're going to minus 2x to the other side. And get a 14x is equal to 5. Let me pause and check my answers. Pause and check my answers at Edinburgh Airport. Woo! I'd leave it right there, but the reflection of the light is so bad. So I have to move it up a little bit, cut off my head there.
Number which can be found on your
Okay,
boarding
so
card.
sorry about that.
Avoid congestion at the gate. We ask that
So
all
we
passengers
got
be clear of the gate and your
something
group has been called
correct
forward
and
to board.
incorrect there. We're going to
We would
divide
first
by
like to welcome all
14.
passengers who are in group PRE.
So let's go back to
Once again, passengers in boarding group PRE
So
only.
divide by
On approaching
14.
the gate, you'll be required to scan your own
So it
boarding
is going to be
pass.
5
Please
over
ensure you have
14
your
is our
passport
answer.
and boarding pass out and ready before you approach the gate.
But going back to these ones, you actually have to plug those back in. And when you plug 4 back in, so there, you're going to get square root of 44 minus 2x, or minus 2 times 4 rather. So you're going to get that equaling a 4 for x, 4 minus 10. And so that's going to be a negative 6. And on this side, 4 times 2 is 8. 44 minus 8 is 36. And the square root of 36 is positive 6. And so positive 6 is incorrect because positive 6 does not equal a negative 6. So the actual answer there is just 14. Just 14. Just 14. Sorry about that. Thanks. So that's just 14. I've left my cord there for people to trip over. Okay, so then, there we go. So try number 4. Don't forget how to factor things. Set the bottom equal to 0. To, if anything cancels in the top and bottom, that's called the whole.
Lufthansa
We
service,
got X
LH
intercepts.
to Frankfurt. Once
So
again,
this is a
please
good review.
are boarding
Good
strictly
review.
by
Good
group
review.
number, which can be found on your boarding card. Please have your boarding card and passport out and ready
Good
for
review.
reception before you approach the gate to board. We would now like to
Okay,
invite all
so then we're on
passengers
number
in
5,
groups
just doing
1 and
odds
2.
with you right
That's
now.
strictly
I mean, this one I didn't really do, so I could do a little bit with you. Let me see, so we'll go ahead and backtrack that. So then this factors into x and x, factors of 12. All right, 3 and 4, sign middle term goes to the bigger number. So we are going to have x plus 4s that actually cancel. And so that's going to be a whole right there at not positive 4, but at negative 4. So there'll be a whole at negative 4. The FRED or reduced function will be 5 over x minus 3, which you would then plug in the whole to get the y value of the whole. So that'd be 5 over negative 4 minus 3, which is what, minus 7? So at 5 over negative 7 would be the whole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's just down about here. There's going to be a whole right there. And then the domain is all real numbers, except x can't equal positive 3 and negative 4. The vertical asymptote is the x equals 3. That's where our vertical asymptote is. Is it coming back to you? Go and pause me now. Pause me. Finish this problem on your own. Go ahead and pause me. Set the top equal to 0. So that's going to be the top equal to 0 for the x-intercept. And so that can't work because you just have a 5.
We ask once
So
again that
0
all
does
passengers
not equal
have their
5, so
passport
it's
and
going to be
boarding
a
card
none.
out and ready before you approach the gate for boarding.
It's going to be a none. And the y-intercept, where it crosses on the y-axis, is you set x equal to 0. And so if you set x equal to 0, that's going to be from our reduced function 5 over 0 minus 3. And 5 over 0 minus 3 is negative 5/3. So that's going to be where we have a y-intercept. So that's just a little bit over 1, so right about there. And then the top is less than the bottom. That would be 5x over, if you distribute that through, over x squared. And since the top number is less than the bottom number, then it's y equals 0. So top is less than bottom. Power. So y equals 0. There you go. So now we got all the parts there of this. There we go. Go along the x-axis there. Sorry, it's a mess. Okay, so you're going to go along. You're going to jump over that hole. Go through the y-intercept. Along the asymptote. And then, let's see, it's either top, above, or below. So if you plug in a 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5, that would be 5 minus 3. So if x equals 5, then 5 minus 3 is 2, so 5 halves, which is positive. And so that's going to be above the x-axis at about 2.5, actually. Let me see, 5 halves is about 2.5. So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about up 2.5, yep. And there you go. Nice. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so then doing some odds here. Given that x plus 3 is a factor, write in complete factor form, list all the zeros. So that one is actually going to be doing synthetic division, if you remember how to do that. So I already reviewed that in a previous video. So remember it's a negative 3, and then you bring down each of those numbers. So 3, 20, 29, negative 12.
to Oslo.
And you bring down the 3. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. 20 minus 9 is 11. Negative 3 times 11 is negative 33. And that's going to be a negative 4. And then negative 3 times 4 is a positive 12. And add those, you get 0. And that's one less power. So 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. And you're just going to go ahead and factor that more to get your final answer there. Get your final answer. Nice. Okay, so if you remember how to do these, you have to isolate the trig function first. These will definitely be on the test. So we're going to minus 2. So then 2 minus 2 is 0, so that goes away. We're left with sine of x is equal to 1 minus 2. And 1 minus 2 is a negative 1. So where does sine equal negative 1? So that's going to be in the y position. Where does sine? So sine equals 0 there. That's sine. So where is it a negative 1? That's positive 1. This is 1, 0. I want to know where's sine negative 1? So sine is actually negative 1 down here. That's it. And so that's going to be 1, so it's going to be 0. And then 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, all the way around. 9 pi over 6, or 3 pi over 2 is our answer. So only in one place. Only in one place. Okay, so now we're getting into the, now we're going to get to the law of cosines part now, or law of sines, or both. So then we'll see you on our next video for that one. Oh, we should do one more. Let's get it going. Okay, let's see. So this is what? This is Side, angle, side. We have a side. We have an angle. Sorry about that. You can jump over. Thanks. Side, angle, side. Okay, so that is going to be the law of cosines. Either side, 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 or side, angle, side is the law of cosines. So this is going to be, let's see, they want you to draw triangles to help on this. So solve the whole triangle. Okay, we'll start off then with little b. And so we'll go ahead and do little b there. And so it's going to be little b squared is equal to the other sides squared and added. So 10 squared plus 16 squared, squared and added, minus 2 times those two sides. That minus 2 is a special part of the formula. There we go. And then cosine of the angle. Cosine of the angle. So you're going to plug all that into your calculator. Plug all that into your calculator. There we go. You're going to find B. So you should get like 110.865 when you plug that in. Plug that into your calculator. If our calculations, it's Lucarini, so 110.865. If our calculations are correct. And then to undo the 2, you're going to square root both sides. Right? Square root both sides. So then you get B is equal to, sorry about the wire.
Attention please.
Thanks.
Ryanair passengers.
So that's going to be equal to round to the nearest 10th.
Mr. and
So
Mrs.
that's
Neal, please could you return to Ryanair check-in.
10.5 kilometers. So there's our first answer. So that's 10.5 kilometers. Cannot use Pythagorean theorem because it's a non-right triangle, not a right triangle. Okay, now we just need to find the missing angles. So you can choose either C or A, either one will work. We'll go ahead and choose, let's choose A, I guess. And so then we're going to do sine A, which we're trying to solve for. So we get to use law of sines next now. This was the law of cosines.
Attention please, passenger Alexandra DeMarco, please can you return to security?
There we go, law of cosines. And now we're going to go ahead and use the law of sines next. So law of sines is easier than cosines. So sine of A over its opposite side, which is little a.
Lufthansa service, LH 960 to Frankfurt with direction right, passengers in boarding group 5 that is
And
groups
then we're
1
going to
to
use
5,
B
which
with our
boarding
new
now,
B.
departure number 15.
It's going to help us. So that's going to be equal to sine of 40 over 10.5, which is the side we just found. It's kind of rounded, so I'm a little worried about that, but okay, I guess. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and multiply. Multiply 16. That's not very good. Let's try black pen. So now we're going to multiply by 16 over to the other side, like that. And then how do you undo sine to the other side? We're going to inverse sine now. Inverse sine. And if you do that on one side, you have to do that on the whole other side. So we're going to inverse sine this whole thing, basically. So inverse sine that whole thing into your calculator. And that'll give you angle A. So angle A is going to be, there we go. And so it's going to be 78, should be, hopefully, if we did it right, 78.4 degrees. And then you can use 180 minus the two angles to get the last one. So for angle C now, for angle C, wow. Sorry, trying to draw with the mouse here. So now we have angle C is equal to 180 degrees minus angle B, which is minus 40, as well as minus 78.4 degrees. And that'll give us angle C. And so when you plug those in your calculator, you get 61.6 degrees. And that's what angle C is. And now we found both angles, as well as the little leg. So this is, as well as little b. So we got all the angles, 78.4 and 61.6. So you gotta try number 10 now. Number 10, you're actually solving for the angle, and it has to be the biggest side. So that means you're gonna start with little b, which is 18 inches squared, right? Equal to the other two legs squared and added. So that's 8 squared plus 12 squared. And then this is the tricky part, because you're going to have to solve for the missing angle. Just like Pop. So just saying hi to my wife there real quick. Okay, so we were just saying that you have to solve for angle B. So minus 2, the sides, minus 2 times 8 times 12. And then cosine of the angle you're trying to solve for. And so you're trying to solve for across from little b, which is 18, is big B. So we're trying to solve for big B, so cosine of big B. So you're going to have to carefully square those numbers and then add them over, and then divide this whole thing over. Divide this whole thing over to the other side. And then you have to inverse cosine at the very, very end. So give that a try, number 10, and then I'll see you on my next video on the next page. So thanks for trying number 9 with me. Hopefully you paused it. Try it on your own first. Try it on your own first. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. At the airport, Scotland, Edinburgh Airport. Bye for now.